Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with some fun Brutus Monroe products. So I have this mixed media stencil and it is vintage tile. And I've pulled out a couple of glitter glazes. I pulled out Hyacinth and Scarlet. And I pulled out those particular colors because I am scrapbooking this picture of Merida. And she's got red hair and a gorgeous blue dress. So I'm definitely pulling colors from my photo, which is not something I normally do. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I have some cardstock and I'm going to adhere my stencil down to the cardstock with just a little bit of washi tape. Now this is going to give me enough adhesion that my stencil is going to stay pretty still and it's not going to slide all over the place. So I'm going to start out with the blue glitter glaze, and that is the Hyacinth glitter glaze, and it is gorgeous. I am just using a metal palette knife to go ahead and put my glitter glaze on. Now, I was a very, very, very bad glitter glazer, and I have some chunky glitter glaze mixed in with my Hyacinth. That's those big chunks, those random chunks that you see. That is because I was not completely good and I did not completely clean off my palette knife before I stuck it into the other glitter glaze. But you're not going to do that. You're going to completely clean off your palette knife and not cross-contaminate your glitter glazes. Now I went and rinsed off my stencil just with some nice warm water, patted it dry, and now I am going to use the Scarlet glitter glaze. Now I adore this red. It is so luscious. And again, I'm using a metal palette knife to go ahead and spread the glitter glaze over top of my stencil. Now I will recommend that you use one single palette knife for your glitter glaze, or you could use as many as you want, but you're not going to want to use those palette knives for anything else because glitter glaze sticks. Even if you wash it off, it's like it sticks. So I just am sure to keep a couple things that are just for glitter glaze, and one is a palette knife. So I'm going to pull that one off as well. I'm going to set that off to the side to let it dry. Look at those, absolutely gorgeous. So they're off to the side to dry, and now I am going to start building my layout while that is happening. Now I've got some khaki colored cardstock and some printed cardstock from some various manufacturers, and I am just going to get my base of the layout ready so that I can have a grand old time once my glitter glaze dries. Now, spoiler alert, I don't think I let both of the glitter glazes completely dry. It's just the way I roll with my scrapbooking. I usually don't worry about stuff drying all the way because eventually it's going to dry, right? And I want to scrapbook my layout, so I'm not too concerned. So what I did here was I trimmed down my khaki colored cardstock so that it could be over top of the printed red paper, and then just used a black pen to do a sketchy doodly kind of border around the outside of it. I'm trimming down some pattern papers, and this is going to go along with the glitter glazed tiles that I had created. Now I used red and blue, and I thought that that would be perfectly appropriate because I do have red and blue in this pattern paper that I'm using. Now I am going to lay down a whole heck of a lot of liquid glue, and then I'm going to grab the sequin mix from the Ladybug Inspiration Box. I know it's not the Ladybug Inspiration Box. The actual name of it is failing me at the moment, but it is a black, cream, and red sequin mix, as you can see right there. And I thought that this was a perfect match for some Disney pages. So after I globbed down all of that wet glue, I just dumped the sequins on. I'm making sure that they are covering up that gluey bit. And then what I'm going to do is take a piece of paper. Now you could use a scrap piece of paper for this. I just grabbed an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I press it down over top of the sequins just to get it down inside of the glue and knock off any loose sequins that are left. And then this is going to be the base of my layout. So instead of putting ribbon across those two pieces of patterned paper or yet another piece of patterned paper, I decided to add some texture and some fun and some glitz and some glamour and all the shiny, shimmering, splendid things to do that. So that is down, and I fussy cut out my hyacinth colored glitter glaze. Now I did use a heat tool to heat and not really heat the glitter glaze, but I was trying to dry it quicker. So it did discolor a little bit, the hyacinth one. It didn't really do it to the red one. Now I'm going to butt that red one down into my sequin line right here, and then I'm going to take the one that I fussy cut, the blue one that I fussy cut, and I'm going to place it behind my pattern papers right here. And then I also was sure to take that pattern and turn it a little bit so that it was not the same exact pattern on the same exact kind of axis and plane. So like you're not going to see it. You have to turn your head from one direction to the other for the two different tiled pieces that I glitter glazed. So I'm going to mat my photo, and then what I'm going to do is grab some fun foam. I'm going to place it down over top of the photo, but not where the sequin embellishment line is, because the photo needs to stand up and kind of be flush with that embellishment line. So I figure out where I want to place it, and I go ahead and place it down there. And now I just have a few little Disney-esque things that I'm going to go ahead and add to this layout just to give it a little bit more of punch and pizzazz. And that little chipboard piece says M is for magic. And then I am going to add a few things down here so that I can create a title and get this layout finished. So in case you were wondering, this is Merida, and she is riding a gorgeous horse down Main Street, and she has a horse guy, and I don't really know what the horse guy's name is, other than he basically walks the horse so she can sit and wave at you in her princessy wave. That's all I know. So I am going to use these letters right here. They are a blue letter, and I figured that that went great with all the little pops of blue that I have going on in the layout. So I did add the blue glitter glaze, and then of course the different blues in the photo, the blues on the little dotted paper, and now I have this blue right here. Now unfortunately I did not have an R, so I had to Frankenstein up some letters to go ahead and make me an R, but then I am able to spell out Merida once that happens. So now that the Merida is spelled out, my layout is looking good, and I decide to change the title to M is for Magic and Merida. Now that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. I hope you found something to be inspired by, whether it is that fun line of sequins or some of that gorgeous glitter glaze through a stencil. Man, I just hope that you try both of these ideas, and tag me below because I would love to see it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.